Hello, ReiZa here. Today's video is a little bit different. Instead of redesigning a Fakemon from scratch, I'm working on the pixel art for two Pokemon I already drew last year, Skurvus and its evolution, Korakades. Since the original drawing process already has its own video, this one is going to focus purely on pixel art speed draw, front sprites, back sprites, and even the party icons. And then of course we'll see it in game. For the front sprites, I've started using a technique that I've seen a lot of really great pixel artists use on YouTube. What I do is take the original drawing and scale it down to the size of the working canvas. It ends up looking pixelated and a bit messy, but it gives me a really solid guide to trace over. This makes building the line art much faster and helps keep the proportions accurate. From there, it's just a matter of cleaning up the lines, refining the shapes, and then moving on to the coloring and shading. It's been a huge help in speeding up my workflow while still keeping the sprite faithful to the original design. The back sprites and party icons are a bit different since I don't have a drawing to directly trace from. Most of the time, those are built manually from scratch, which can be a bit more challenging. For Skurvus though, I took a bit of a shortcut. I flipped the front sprite and then adjusted it from there. The main thing I had to fix was the shading and some small details so it didn't look like a lazy mirror. Korakades was a completely different story though. The back sprite for that one was honestly really difficult. I was already tired from work and running on very little sleep, so at first I felt pretty discouraged while making it. But I pushed through and kept adjusting the shapes and the shading until it finally started to click, and once it came together, I actually think it turns out pretty cool. Even with all the challenges, I really enjoyed working on these sprites. Pixel art always pushes me in different ways, especially when it comes to simplifying shapes and making sure everything reads clearly at a small scale. There were definitely moments where I felt tired or frustrated, but finishing them reminds me why I enjoy doing this in the first place. Once the sprites were done, I knew the time and effort were completely worth it. Now let's look at them in game. Alrighty guys, so here we are in game. Really quickly, shouldn't take too long, but we're going to check out Korakades. I do have both the regular and the shiny here. As you can see, here is the sprites for the party icons. They look fantastic. It reads very well. You can see that it's Korakades and not some other Pokemon. I think it went pretty well considering. Alright, so let's look at Korakades. And there's that cry that I made last year. Fantastic. Korakades, the flying ghost type. Animation, not bad. Big Pex is one of its abilities that we gave it. And here's its moveset that I can learn from, level 1 through 5. Astonish, Hex, Pursuit, and Wing Attack. I've done all these things for Skurvus as well, so that's already in-game and ready to play. Let's move on with the shiny. Here we go, Korakades, the shiny here. It's got Big Pex again, so there's that. Same typing as always, so nothing new here. We're going to check out the Dex entry, though. We're going to check the Dex here. Alright, so the Death Crow Pokemon. Some call it the God of Death. Others call it the appearance of death itself. Regardless, it's seen as a bad omen. Its cry can send shivers down your spine. Now, obviously, back then, when I used to do the different Pokedex entry stuff, the Pokedex entries were a bit longer and went more into detail. I might be able to add a plugin that you can kind of scroll down if you wanted to, or get to like page 1 and 2 of the Pokedex entries. But we'll see. For now, I'll keep it nice and simple and short like this is fine enough. There's the height as well as the weight. Area, it doesn't have an area yet. If it does, it'll probably be later in game. This is one of those Pokemon that evolves through. Which actually, I probably should just show you guys how it evolves too. But here's the back, and the back looks so cool. I love the fact that I had the idea to make it look back at its trainer. And I think I did the exact same thing for Skurvus. Let me check real quick. Alright, so here we are with Skurvus right here. We're going to check him out. I don't think I showcased this as well, so we'll be showing Skurvus as well. Just honest crow Pokemon. It can speak the human tongue, and it will only tell lies. They have magnetite inside their beaks, which allow... Wow, I can't speak today. They have magnetite inside their beaks, which also allow them to tell directions and are used as compasses. Alright, so this is a Route 1 encounter. This will probably change because I am still going through the process of choosing what Pokemon will be in what route. But I'm gonna try to my best to keep it in a progression state where, you know, I'll release Pokemon into the game in a progressive state, route from route, not like let me make the legendary Pokemon, which we won't ever see until maybe like late game. But here's the back sprite. I do have it facing the trainer in the sense of that it's actually the eyes looking at its trainer. Same thing with Korakades. I wanted to do a very similar thing, but Korakades makes it look cooler. Skurvus is just like, yeah, what am I doing here? This is kind of like the Rowlet meme. When I drew it, I was like, okay, yeah, that kind of gives me the same vibe. But yeah, Korakades by far really cool. Like I said, it was a pain in the ass to make, but it was fantastic. It just looks so cool. It's definitely one of the Pokemon that I would love in the team going forward. But there's gonna be so many Pokemon, it's gonna be hard to choose. But now, as you can see, Skurvus is actually holding something here. Ooh, it has the Reaper Cloth, alright? Before we do that, though, we're going to check out, again, it has big pecs. Interestingly, none of these have the second ability. So, Skurvus has Lens as its second ability, and for its hidden ability, I can't remember to save my life what it has. I could not remember. But I know Korakades has first body for its hidden ability, and for its secondary ability, it has pressure. Same thing here. So here's Skurvus, Gust, Astonish, and Taunt. It's level 1 through 5. Now let's evolve Skurvus, right? So all it really needs is you're gonna need to give Skurvus a Reaper Cloth. It evolves through level up with a Reaper Cloth, or at least that's, I hope it works, honestly. So here we have 101 rare candies. We're gonna evolve. Oh, it's evolving, guys. Ooh. Let's go. It's so cool seeing it in game. It's actually really cool. That's awesome. And there's the music in game. But there we go. Now we have 3 Korakades. But there we go. That's pretty cool, honestly. Alright, so we know the evolution works. Now we know how it evolves. But yeah, let's get into that outro. And I'll see you guys there in a bit. And that's it for the pixel art of Skurvus and Korakades. Let me know what you think of the sprites and which one you like more, the first stage or the evolution. I'll keep refining my pixel workflow and experimenting with new techniques like this going forward. So if you enjoy seeing the process, make sure to like and subscribe. It definitely helps out. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao!